Hi everyone, Edison Vasquez. I'm a member of the industrial team here at Conver. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're discussing frequently asked questions from landlords of industrial properties. Number one, how can I attract and retain tenants for my industrial property? Two main things. Number one is maintenance. There are many landlords out there, surprisingly, that have a lot of deferred maintenance and don't take care of the space. This can be a challenge for tenants, as tenants perceive these as a lack of experience and lack of financial stability. So at the moment of retaining a tenant or attracting a tenant, make sure the property is improved, is maintained, and during the process and after the lease is signed, the property is very well maintained so you can retain the tenant at the moment of renewal. Also, keep good communication with the tenant. It's important to communicate properly with the tenant over the term of the lease. There are many landlords who sign a lease and don't talk to the tenant until the moment of renewing. So it's important to communicate with the tenant over months and over time so that they're aware of any improvements, any expansions, or anything that the tenant needs over the term of the lease. These two things will help you as a landlord retain the tenant or attract the right tenant. Number two, what are the terms that will help maximize the value of my building? There are terms on the lease that will increase the value of the building, and there are terms on the lease that can decrease the value of the building. So it's important for landlords to negotiate these terms ahead of time. A couple examples are the term of the lease can be a triple net or an industrial gross. You should consider doing a triple net lease where the rent is divided between base rent or the rent directly to the landlord and operating expenses that are paid by the tenant. This will help at the moment of selling, as investors will see the triple net rent as the rent or income that an investor will get and calculate the value from that rent. Also, consider doing 5-year leases or less. This will help at the moment of renewing and bringing the tenant back to market. Avoid at all costs renewing or offering renewing terms with fixed rents. This will help you in case of increases in market rent over time, and you'll be able to bring that lease to market at the moment of renewing. So avoid offering fixed rate renewals on the leases. So those are two items that can help you maximize the value of the lease at the moment of negotiating. Number three, what factors should I consider at the moment of setting a lease rate? From our experience, it's important to work with your broker and survey the market and look at comparable spaces and see what those spaces are in the market and what spaces have leased. That will help you set a boundary or a range of pricing to set your lease rate. Also, look at any equipment or any specific improvements that your building has that can add value and that can add to your lease rate. For example, does it have refrigeration? Does it have heavy power? Is it rail served? Does it have extra parking or extra loading? Things that can attract more tenants, and you're able to charge a little premium over the market. So those are things that you can consider at the moment of setting the lease rate. And importantly, to work with your broker, an experienced broker that can help you and guide you on pricing the property right. Number four, how do I set up the security deposit? Security deposit can be a tricky one and a challenging in many negotiations. From our experience, we've seen deposits from 2 months, which has become very standard, to as large as a year. It all depends on financials and credit standing of the tenant. A normal tenant who has strong financials and have been in the business for some time and does not require many improvements on the building can be set for 2 months of security deposit, is what we've seen in most leases. However, there are tenants who are new to the market, who have solid financials behind them, but they're new to the market or new to the business or new to the area, and it can be a challenge for landlords to move through this. What we have done in this case, or suggest to many landlords, is do a higher deposit. It can be a 3 months, a 4 months, or a 5-month security deposit to establish credibility. Once the tenant is paying rent correctly, is in good standing after 1 year or 2, some of that security deposit can be returned back to the tenant, so that way the landlord keeps 2 months security deposit. So all these are negotiable and can be worked out between landlord and the tenant to achieve the right security deposit, as long as the landlord feels comfortable. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Our team are experts in working with landlords in leasing warehouse space. Please visit our website at warehousesmarket.com for all information on industrial space and our active listings. Take care, be safe.